KUSI, thanks. San Diego is the 8th largest city in the United States, yet it has the 4th largest homeless population. For the last 70 years, the San Diego Rescue Mission has been working to try to get people off the streets and into a more promising path. Joining us now to talk a little bit more about that process is the nonprofit's president and CEO, Donnie Dee. Good to see you, Donnie. How are you?
Hey, good to be with you guys again.
Tell me a little bit about that process, because it seems like such a daunting task. Our homeless situation seems to be getting worse and worse, and you're fighting the good fight, trying to get these folks off the street and kind of onto a better life.
Yeah, it is a daunting task. I think most people living on the streets don't want to be there, but they've given up, dropped anchor, not sure how to navigate their path forward. And so what we've been doing for 75 years is helping San Diegans experiencing homelessness get off the streets. We started as a soup kitchen, and over the years we realized, I think, leadership back then, that they were serving the same people every night. So this is more than a meal. And we grew into a rehabilitation program. So I have a 360-bed facility in downtown San Diego. And what we do is we take you in for a year and we rehabilitate you. We put you back together again. We reprogram you. They get up every day. They work a program that was prescribed to them by their case manager, job training, parenting classes, drug and alcohol classes. They do their on-site jobs, and they work through that in trimesters. And at the end, they have a graduation. Matter of fact, this Saturday at First Pres Downtown, we have about 40 men and women that just completed the 12-month program of the San Diego Rescue Mission, which is to say they're sober, they're housed, they're working again, and reconnected with their family and a church. That's what we do.
What are some of the jobs that they are doing while they're with you, and what they learn to do and then they go on to do?
We do 900 meals a day, so there's lots of opportunities in the kitchen. There's janitorial jobs, there's front desk jobs, which is called mission services. There's a group that gets on the van, and goes down to our warehouse and puts together grocery packets for other service providers and churches to come and pick up. There's all kinds of on-site jobs that they do, and they have to show us they understand the discipline of work. I mean, part of getting off the streets is that you have to have an income, and the way we make an income in this country is we work. And so a part of what we have to address with people sleeping on the streets and living on the streets to change their homelessness is we've got to put you back to work. Show us you understand that by working for us. And then your second trimester and your third trimester, we'll actually let you get a part-time job and then a full-time job. You get to save all that money, so that when you graduate, you really have a good first step forward.
Do you find that they can get a job that pays them enough to get an apartment and pay for the utilities and maybe food, obviously, and maybe some transportation?
Yeah, it's not easy. That's a challenge. A lot of times the roommates that room together at the mission will room together in a sober living facility, or the room together in an apartment. Part of what we have to do is sit down and have these conversations with them. Have you budgeted before? Do you have a savings account? Do you have a checking account? How much is it going to take you to live? Because you're going to need a job that's going to have to sustain that. Those are conversations that our students, we call them, have with our case managers, that they build a program to change their lives.
Yeah, it sounds like you're doing some great work. It's so expensive to live here in San Diego, and it takes so much to kind of just survive, really. Do you find some of the challenges are drugs, maybe, and alcohol, and maybe some mental illness? And if you've got those situations going on, it can really be challenging.
Check, 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 and check. I think all of those. And I think that's what makes this issue so complicated, is that no two people sleeping on the streets are the same. Their challenges aren't the same, and their circumstances aren't the same. And so when we meet with them and we bring them in, it really takes some time for us to get to know them and figure out their path forward. It's a part of why we wrote in my op-ed that we think what's desperately needed is triage centers. We're going to call them lighthouses. We've opened one in Oceanside. We have another one will open June 20th in National City. We have the North County Lighthouse now and the South County Lighthouse, and these are 30-day shelters where we're able to take you in and assess your situation to figure out what do we got to do and who needs to be involved in this to end your homelessness permanently.
Yeah. Is there a situation where maybe their credit isn't that good, and that can really be a hurdle to try to get an apartment, try to get whatever? If you got bad credit and the landlord's looking at 5 different people, and they might not choose you.
Absolutely. Yeah. They have all of those challenges, and part of what they got to work through is, how do I change that so now that I can live on my own and have a sustainable wage and live alcohol and drug free, so that I don't spend any more nights on the streets? We tell them, give us 12 months will eliminate your homelessness permanently, but you got to work the program. You got to get up every day and work the program. We can't want this more than you want this, and it's free of charge. Donors of mostly San Diego put us in a position to offer these services for free, and they get a chance to enjoy and to take advantage of these services and hopefully change their lives.
What's your website? If somebody wants to volunteer or just donate, they're listening to this, they think you guys are doing
lots of opportunities to volunteer. Just go to sdrescue.org, www.sdrescue.org. Also a clickable box there where you can donate if you want to be a part of what we're doing.
Absolutely. Donnie Dee, good to see you, my friend.
You too.
Appreciate it. All right, Teresa.
Great information. Thank you, Logan. It's always so good to see Donnie Dee.